Everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Side Note. As your host, Sainted Lord, to my that side, or that side, depends on which way the cams are. You got Speed Demon, and down below, X87. Welcome those boys along for again another episode. Should be a lot of fun this one. We'll be joined a little bit later on in the show with a special guest and fellow community member here on Glimish. Find out about their story.
Indeed.
So to get things started, we're going to throw across to Speed for some gossip and news and find out what we have in the last couple of weeks. Speed, what do you got for us, mate?
I mean, there's gossip and news all over the bloody joint right now. Right. The biggest thing that we were talking about just before, and we're going to hit straight off the bat, is the whole Twitch saga. The amazingly the subscription stuff.
Oh yes.
Yeah, because currently there's a lot of people complaining about Twitch having a 50-50 split, and it's basically the only people who are complaining about it are the people on Twitch, and they don't quite seem to understand how a business model works. Like 50-50 is very generous when it comes to a business model, especially for streaming. Like it just makes sense.
Didn't all this?
What's the problem then? Like, what? Okay, 50-50 is a fair thing. What's the problem? Why is this causing such a ruckus right now?
Because people want more money. People believe that they need to be paid for their worth. Which is fine. Like, I understand that concept, but that's why you have subscribers. That's why you have people that support you. If you're really as much as you think that as much as you're worth as you think that you are, people will either donate to you or spend their money in bits. Because Twitch doesn't take anything from that. It's like 1 bit equals 1 cent or something.
But didn't this all start from PayPal trying to reduce the number of small donations going through PayPal by taking a larger cut of those donations? Like, isn't that where all of this started?
I thought PayPal was just a fixed fee.
No, so I think it all started because PayPal adjusted the percentage they take of a donation, but so they added a larger flat fee and then take a smaller percentage on top of that. So on a $1 donation, PayPal would normally take 48 cents on the $1 donations, and now they're taking 68 cents on the $1 donations. Wow. But if you're donating $5 or more, the percentage that PayPal takes is more or less in line with what it is now. They just put a higher percentage on those smaller donations to keep people from processing multiple $1 fees through there. And I think that's what kicked it all off.
To me, that makes perfect sense because, that's the same reason why Twitch only does pay out after a minimum of $100.
Yeah,
it's to keep those fees down. So if PayPal has to deal with $1 donations, then that's a whole heap of transactions and transaction fees that they've got to keep on top of.
Yeah, just touching on what you said there, Speed, about the bits. You're saying Twitch doesn't take anything, but that's actually incorrect.
Yeah. Well,
because they're charging
Obviously, they do take they're selling a product. You kind of get less for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$30 worth of bits isn't $30 in total to the streamer. It's like $15 or something. Yeah.
But whatever bits are spent in the chat, that's what the streamer gets.
Streamer gets, yeah, exactly right. That's
pre-tax, obviously.
So my take on this, though, I've heard a lot of I guess you could say the bigger streamers as such over on Twitch are complaining that the 50-50 isn't fair in the fact that they're paying the fees. Would that be a fair assumption? The streamers paying the fees, not the site?
I think some of it is to do with the fees. But I think just the large majority of it is people not understanding anything
business.
about the 50-50 split,
Yeah.
or like where the money is going, how it's been split.
Mm-hmm.
So people are just getting all fucking uppity. Going,
Yeah.
well, I'm worth more than that. Why don't you give me 60% or 70%? You take a smaller cut. You're a multi-billion-dollar business. But it's not how it works. Like,
But even so, even if they took a bigger, even if they split it more to the streamer and the streamer's still paying the fees, they're still not going to gain that much more out of it, are they?
well, the thing is, like, Twitch could do that. 100%.
Yeah.
Twitch could be like, right, partner streamers now get, a 70-30 cut.
Yeah.
You now get more for your subs.
Yeah.
But we're going to introduce more ads.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
yeah,
that's what they'll do.
I mean, that's
like,
what
they will
basically...
come up with another scheme to balance out what they're losing. Because I believe you said to me the other week, Twitch is operating at a loss.
The last financial status was, there was a definite substantial loss in dollar value.
And honestly, what's the best way to counteract that loss?
Is
increase ad revenue.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's why they've come up with a whole new way of presenting their ads, where the stream itself will shrink down and a banner for the ad will show up like underneath the stream. It's to force those ads without interrupting the stream.
So with that being said, what makes Glimish, obviously, what makes that a better choice? Yeah, what's up, Mitho? What makes Glimish a better choice for subs in that aspect? If that's what people are talking about, like what's...
There's nothing wrong with Well, I was about to say there's nothing wrong with the sub system. But I'll get to that in a second. We'll touch on the whole currency thing with subs. So like over here in Oz, I think subs are now $6.99.
Yeah, $6.99.
$7.99.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it is, you pay less for a sub over here, and other countries are doing the same thing as well, and that sort of raises a very big problem.
Right.
Because obviously they're still taking 50-50 for partnered streams. So those countries, they're paying less for a sub, and the content creator is therefore getting less in return, and having to do more work.
But if we're paying $6.99, wouldn't the 50-50 be $3.50 each? In that theory?
Well, yeah, but we're still paying less.
Right. But if you're thinking the sub fee is only $5 and the streamer would get $2.50 of that, well, now they would be actually getting more from us as our currency, wouldn't they? Or is it doing the conversion back?
Well, no, because we're paying less. Because we were originally paying $7.99, so now we're paying $6.99. So regardless of conversion rates, we're paying less.
But $6.99 is still higher
we're
than
paying
$5.
That's what I'm saying. It's higher than $5. So wouldn't they be wanting more of us to pay?
But yeah, I don't know. To me, it seems a bit sus. I think
it's more to the ones
the masses.
Yeah, I think it sounds more like it'd cause a currency more in those lower type currency regions. Like obviously we're higher. So, like, we pay more for the US $5, but some might actually pay less, if you know what I mean. So, that could be a problem. I mean, it's definitely a problem that they've got over there. How do they
someone call a finance guy.
I mean, even
someone that knows global economics. Can we get a guest star on the show that's an expert in global economics to explain this to us?
Well, I got Mitchell in the chat. I'm pretty sure he's pretty fluid.
But even at $6.99 Australian, you convert that, we're still paying more than the $5 that it
It's
is for a
$4.99
sub over the
US.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
It is
$4.99.
$4.99.
we're still paying above that.
Yeah.
So that's not the problem. The problem is now that content creators are now getting less, obviously, depending on where
They're based.
their viewers are coming from. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah, yeah. So that's a whole other problem. But we'll go on to what Glimish's sub rates are. So they're like solid 50-50. Streamer gets 50%, and the platform takes 50%. But the platform also takes the fees for giving us our payment. That's the difference between Glimish and Twitch. Twitch will happily be like, oh, you can get 50-50, but you've got to pay all the shitty fees on top of it.
We've got, I think Lady's got a link there, does she? Lady's got a link that she can drop in chat there on the Glimish breakdown.
Yeah, that's right. I'm
Pretty
just
sure she
gonna
does, yeah.
grab. I should have done this before, but I didn't.
So I'm looking at what you're saying there. So they've taken out of their $2.50, they're taking the payment processing fee, they're taking the chargeback protection, which is also something very, very handy to have. Okay, they're also taking servers and bandwidth, so they're taking that. So Glimish, in theory, out of the $2.50, is only getting 67 cents to Glimish the platform. When you consider it out of a sub, so they're not. Glimish themselves as a company is not profiting from the sub in that aspect.
Well, they're putting the content creator first,
Right,
which morally that is the way to go.
Right.
The right way to do it, exactly.
Yeah. Twitch is obviously profit.
Yeah,
Yes.
Twitch is all about making the money for themselves, not the other way. Yeah.
They are the underpants gnomes of the streaming world. Straight
I'm
to
glad
phase
you went nice
3.
and neat on that one.
Yeah. They jump straight to phase 3 and just expect profit.
So that link that Lady shared is the breakdown there. So if anyone is curious on that subject, definitely
I do have the image
that out.
on my stream at the moment.
definitely check that out. And yeah, as Speed just said, he's got that image up over right in the middle, and it gives that breakdown.
Yeah, and I think that's a fair breakdown, honestly.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's right.
From a business perspective, I think that's well fair. And not welfare, just it's well fair.
But I mean, that goes to what Clone said, isn't it? Like, he doesn't want to make money off the subs for the platform as such. Like, he wants to use that to better cater for
Well, I think
the end goal.
The way he looks at it is that you're the content creator. You should be getting paid for your content.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's right. I mean, he wouldn't have got
to get the most out of it.
Yeah. I mean, the subs are coming onto our channels, in theory, not going to the platform. And again, I mean, don't forget, the platform does have its own subsection as well. Like, it's got its own upgrades and stuff, which people are more than happy. And I know there's a lot of people out there that have done it. I've done it. Lady's done it. We've got our $5 sub, that just helps give us a little gold ring around the name. But I mean, it helps the platform. So again, two different ball games there. But
Absolutely, yeah.
streamer subs are definitely always going to be in question. And look, one thing I probably, from that graph, it just shows that Glimish isn't about making money for the platform. It's about making you guys the star. So, I mean,
but like even that graph, that could be slightly out of date by now. They may have changed how much is going wherever, but regardless, their standpoint is still streamer will get 50% flat.
Yeah,
which
is pretty cool.
Very good.
I mean, so if anyone is interested in checking that out, don't forget the link is there. Check it out at your leisure. Again, any questions, fire them in at the Discord, fire them in at Glimesh Discord, even fire them in the chat. Look, we'll try and cover them as best we can, and as unbiased as we can. obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to.
Again, we try to, but we all know Twitch is just shit. But anyway, no, if you're
we do
looking for
try
a
and
platform
keep
where
it-
if you are looking for somewhere that does give you an actual proper breakdown, give Glimish a try. It's not going to hurt
I
you
mean,
in any way.
at the end of the day, streaming shouldn't be about the money. It should be about creating content and hanging out with the community.
It's just about having fun, isn't it? I mean, why
Yeah.
would we all start?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I totally agree with that. But as I've always said, money is easily, one of those things that can corrupt anyone.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Once you start getting the taste for it, and
Yeah. You
know,
get one
feel
sub and then
that
you want two, and
the
then you want
money
four, and then you
coming
want
through,
10.
you're like, yeah, because you're like, oh shit, I'm actually making a lot of money out of this now.
Yeah.
that's right.
So you've got that, then you've got the other people who just jump straight into it thinking that they're going to make a career out of it.
Yeah. No,
That's
it's
never going to happen.
career.
No.
It's not a career choice, but it could be a career down the line. Like if you give it enough time and work on it and stuff like that, yeah, sure, you might get to a point where you can sustain yourself, but it's not like I'm going to go and get an apprenticeship and in 4 years I'll be making $100,000. It's
Yeah.
not like that.
You've got to
Stream
be
for
realistic
fun and
about it.
enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You have to be realistic about it. Like I personally, I'd love to stream full time. I would
Yeah.
absolutely love to do it.
After your
but
last 22 and a half
realistically-
hours?
Yeah. I'm desperate too. I would absolutely love to do it, but realistically, I've got stuff
Yeah.
to pay for. I've got
Yeah.
rent, kids, all that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
it's not something you can make a
Yeah,
living off.
so realistically, I needed a proper job to sustain this lifestyle. So yeah,
Yeah.
if
You
it
just
takes
gotta have
off, it
fun
takes
with it.
off.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the problem. Is like you said, people get one sub, then they want two, then they want five, then they want 10, and
Yeah,
I'll get like a $50 donor, and then they want $100 donor. It's like it's a never ending thing. And I guess it's the same with the bits in a lot of ways. Like over there, they're premium currency, and I mean, look, I've seen questions about through Glimish, the actual Discord itself, and people are asking about it, and look, again, it poses that same problem. Is all you're creating is, oh, I made 1,000 bits, oh, I made 2,000, I made 5,000, oh, I got 50,000. You're just creating that segregation of community, and I don't think we need to do that so much. Like, I don't get me wrong. I think a premium currency on any platform is probably a thing that's going to eventuate somewhere down the line. Like it did with Twitch, it kind of come about, and Mixer had its embers and things like that. Provo's got its premium currency as well. So, I mean, you're probably gonna face it wherever you go, but I've heard people say, oh, I'm turning off all the 10 and 20 bits, I'm only going to accept the hundreds and stuff like that. But I think that's when you're really losing the level of support. Like you're really segregating your support to where you want it to be, not what people want to support you at.
well, at that
think
stage,
that's
it's
the
just
problem.
a plain money grab.
Thank you for the follow, by the way. I appreciate
that's
it.
exactly right. When'd you get a follow?
I
Nice.
did just get a follow. Thank you.
Very nice.
I think I got one, but I missed it. I heard the sound. At that stage, it's just basically a money grab. That's just the wrong.
No, there was a huge ass bolt of lightning. I don't know if it came over the microphone or not, but it just it caused my lights to just flicker for a moment, and the light was going. It's just lightning, just boom, just right outside.
Shit.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
Scott.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
All right, so moving on.
Yeah.
So we'll move on now.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's throw down to Yakes for a minute. Yakes had something launched in the last week, I believe.
I did.
Yakes, did you have something you want to share with
Uh,
the family of Side Note?
Yes, it is my teaser trailer for my secret project, which has now been revealed.
Yeah, big reveal. Nice.
You guys all have the link for that still, or I think I posted it.
Yo, Steph, thanks for the follow. Yeah, drop
Yeah.
the links in the chat, man. Absolutely. Yeah, throw them up.
Yeah, let me.
Got the channels there, pop 'em on
Where'd
in.
it go? Where'd it
Thank
go?
you, Steph, for the follow. Appreciate it.
I'm
Nice of me.
trying to find this. There it is. There's the link for it. Let me
guys.
mute that real quick so it doesn't
What?
autoplay. Sorry,
Professionally
I
unorganized.
it's professional.
So unprepared.
I was not prepared for this. Anyway, I'm posting the links in all the chats, so let me stop by all the channels and be like, hey, this is
Here we
what
go.
we got going on.
So
Self-promo
what
time.
is this secret project, Ek? What have you been working on? What have you got for everybody?
So what it is it's a project I have going on called the X87 World Tour, and this will be season 2 of the X87 World Tour. So this was a project I originally started back in, and now every channel has the link in chat, so feel free to go check out the trailer. So I originally started this project pre-2020, and it was a way to kind of come up with like some cool content, because at the time I was kind of feeling bored with my streaming over on Twitch, and I really wanted to get back into YouTube side of things, but I was like trying to come up with like something cool. So I came up with this idea to use iRacing and attempt to run 87 laps at every unique track configuration that iRacing has available to it.
Right.
So I started that, and I did 40 of them for season 1.
Mhm.
We did 40 of them for season 1, and it was
Nice.
incredible. But it was also like the driving itself was great. I was struggling to find that uniqueness, and so we went
Right.
to work, and we kind of found that uniqueness. Now, I will say this: at the time that I started this, there were exactly 273 unique tracks available on iRacing. As of today, there are now 309. So by not doing this, the amount of work to do has grown substantially.
Right.
But yeah, it is. It's just me, 87 laps, different racetracks, different race cars, as sort of a personal challenge to see if I can do it. And yes, at some point, way down the line, I will be doing 87 laps at the Nürburgring.
Nice.
I don't know when,
Right.
but at some point, that'll be like
That's
a
a big
13-hour
day,
stream.
man.
Yeah.
So that link's here in chat, guys. Check out that teaser trailer. Make sure you give
Yep.
Yakes a bit of love on that, and keep your eyes out for that. Sounds like a really, really cool project going on. We've got a little bit of insight in that, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Definitely sounds like a lot of fun. So make sure you're checking that out. Speed, got anything else for us, mate?
Not particularly.
Not
Do you have any? Do you have anything whilst I get myself fucking organised?
Do I have anything?
Yeah. Do you have
I
anything
mean-
going on, or things in the
I mean,
works?
I guess from my standpoint, I've noticed a huge influx in streams the last few days, maybe even the last week.
A lot of new
I'm
faces.
seeing some pretty stable numbers across the platform. Predominantly over the weekend, I saw it a lot higher. Yeah, what's up, Simon? I saw it a lot higher than what I've seen it. We're touching up near 24, 25 streams over the weekend.
I did
this
actually
weekend.
notice that there were a lot more streams over the weekend.
Also,
on-
check the open
on the
data too. The open
but-
data as of the 16th, which is a week ago, showed we had like 333 new people join the platform in that 1 week.
Yeah,
I've
I've
that's a
also
big
noted.
influx.
I've noticed that there's been a lot of people joining Discord as well.
Yes.
The
over
Discord
last
has
week.
Yep.
been pushing hard as well, yeah, for
The
sure.
last week, Discord new members have just skyrocketed.
I've noticed it's about 3 or 4 people every single day in the Discord.
Yeah,
It's-
which,
yeah,
which
it's-
is not bad.
Yeah.
It's getting a
But
lot
I
of
have
notice.
noticed there's a lot of people in there now asking, like all sorts of questions. Just trying to get their stuff working in Glimish, or they've just made the move over and
Yeah.
want to get to know the platform, which is really fucking cool.
It's amazing. I wonder if that's got a lot. And look, I was talking with a couple of people through the time out in the last couple of weeks about, do we feel that at some point we've kind of crossed the borderline of streamers, and we've kind of bridged into that social influencer as well, because I've noticed a lot of influx just on my channel alone from my tweets. Now, I know people are saying, and it's in the Discord, and it's nothing new, but everyone's saying, oh, Glimish needs marketing, Glimish needs marketing. But I was talking to a few people, and, like, I'm wondering if the actual social influence that we put out, getting excited about our platform, our home, Glimish, is actually drawing more people in than just advertising on a TV show or a website or a radio station. I half wonder if we're kind of bridging that marketing gap as well.
I think there's some merit to that, because I feel like if you look at like a creator promoting the platform, it definitely comes off more as like the community pushing out that support versus, you know, if Glimish were to just go out and push ads everywhere, I don't think that would have the same impact as like the community saying, hey, come join us at our platform, which is currently what happens. And I am very bad about tweeting out when I go live myself. I kind of just throw it up and go. But I do try to, every couple of days, I'll like tag something on Glimesh and be like, hey, thanks for the great stream, everybody that showed up, you know, whatever, and try to do that. But I really think there is some merit to the community promoting the platform and that drawing in more people versus traditional advertising.
Because, I mean, you'd get more excited if you saw a community member promoting it and selling it, using it, than what you would just by seeing an advertisement for it, wouldn't you? Because, you know, that's just what you do, isn't it?
Exactly.
Well, it's a natural business algorithm, right?
Yeah.
So you've got your business, you've got your product, you've got your advertising, and then you've got your free advertising.
Yeah.
So it's the same with games, right? So, you know, gaming companies, they have their game, they try and promote it, but then they've got free advertising on top of that. And the free advertising comes from like all those people who play those games on YouTube and who stream it. Like, that's free advertising.
Yeah.
It's, you know, people showcasing the game. And
yeah, exactly.
That's kind of what we're doing as well. Like, if we, you know, go out in social media and we're like praising the platform, that's free advertising. Like,
exactly. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying though. But me personally, I'd get more excited. Like, if I hadn't been to Glimish, I didn't know what it was, and I saw, you know, Speed, you know, let's say I met him back on Twitch, and I followed his socials, and then he's talking Glimish, and he's there every day and everything like that, and he's getting excited about it. It would make me curious. Why is he so excited? What is this? And it would draw me in. So I think in some ways we have that power to just kind of gravitate people in to the platform.
I think
and
with
then
the
once
whole...
they're here, they're just hooked in, aren't they?
Yeah, I think with the whole Twitch scenario as well, right now, people are obviously people have had the shits with Twitch for a long time.
Yeah,
and
100%.
you know, there are a lot of stubborn people who just stay on Twitch and they're like, Twitch, you need to fix your shit. You know, pull your finger out, get things working the way they should. Twitch is never going to do that. Twitch is just going to do whatever they want to do. They don't give a stuff about anyone. It's all it's all about making that money. But I've completely drawn a blank on everything I was just talking about. That's gone. Carry on without me.
But I mean, you know what I'm saying though. You get more excited about seeing someone that you follow actually pushing it than just seeing an advertisement for it, you know. And I think that potentially has like a lot of rhythm in it in the last couple of weeks, because like I said, I've definitely seen, you know, a big influx, not just in the Discord but in the platform, but also in the streams as well. Like, some of the streams I hang around in, their numbers are actually coming up as well, you know, like they're starting to climb now. Whether, you know, that's just because of us as streamers and doing promotions through our own streams, like, you know, like Speed, you get shout outs, Yakes, and you know, Chia and Winchester and all that, like doing shout outs for those guys while we're streaming and encouraging people to get around there, or whether that's just purely on the social influence side of it. I haven't quite linked the correlation there, but there's definitely a bounce in numbers in the last couple of weeks, and it's been great, honestly. Like, some of the new people that I've seen, like, you know, coming in and just getting to hang out with, just listening to their stream, like not even talking in their channel, but just lurking and just listening to them, and you really find out about the character of the person, you know, when they're seeing, you know, 3 people in their channel, and they're like, you know, I was in one the other day, and they only had 2 people, and it's like, I've actually got 2 people in my channel. Like, this is crazy, and like they just get excited. Like, you know, like two people on this platform is like 20 or 25 on the other platform. You know, it literally has that kind of emphasis to boost your spirits and get you back up there again. And you know, and we Lady and I went into a channel probably just after the first show I think we did, and it was a new person, ex-Mixer Man, who was a video engineer, ironically enough, and he was checking out Glimish, and Lady bounced in, and she's like, "Oh, hi," and he was like, you know, he was playing, I think he was playing COD, and he was playing, and he's like, "Why is your name green?" And then one of his mods said, "Hey, they're GCT, they're part of the community," and he's like, "Oh shit," and just blew it up out of proportion. I was like, "Oh fuck, all right." So I said to him, "All right, well, if you like that with one, how about we get 2 in here?" And he was like, "What, another one?" I was like, "Yeah, like we're here, you know." And I think that also brings itself a little bit of building, allowing to see that, you know, the team behind the scenes are actually there in the front lines as well. Like that kind of gives them that oh shit, we're actually being viewed. We're not just, you know. And I think Gakes and I have touched on this before, or it might have been I Am Lee, but we touched on this thing the other day where with Twitch, when you lurk, you kind of get taken out, and you see your numbers jump all over the place. And look, you do see that here. Like, honestly, you see your numbers jump and bounce around. But the thing is, like, I don't know, you boys have probably got your own numbers up at the moment, but I'm seeing 12 viewers on my channel. That's 12 people that have made the choice to click on that tab and sit here. You know, so you're not. It's not like you're losing numbers, and it's not like, you know, lurkers or anything like that are just there because, you know, they're coming in. It's they're making a choice. They're clicking on the link. So there's a reason to, you know, people are seeing that, and it's giving them an excitement that they've probably never had. You know, they've never felt that because I know one of the other guys I was talking to, like, they'd want to see who's in chat, and look, I get that because you want to see who's recurring, who's new, and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, does it really matter who it is in the chat?
Well, I
don't think it
does. That's where Glimish sort of benefits, because it takes you away from, you know,
number watching.
Knowing who's there. Like, there are days where I'd love to see who's just lurking in chat, but it's a good thing to not know.
Yeah.
Do you think that'd change your content? Like, I know it would for some people. Like, if someone saw Clone lurking in their channel, do you think they'd be, you know, like maybe playing to the same level, or do you think, you know, do you think that would change their level of content, and they wouldn't give the true content out that they want to give?
I think it would more come down to wondering who's new. You know, are there new people? Are there new people, you know, watching the stream, or is it just the same people coming in?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying though. Like, if you were on Rocket League the other day and you're like, F this and F that and piece of shit and piece of, you know, if somebody was like that and they saw a red name in their chat just sitting in the list, would you be inclined to continue that pathway?
Right.
That's my point.
During my 22-hour stream, I had all sorts of people coming in.
I'm not saying coming in. I'm just saying.
I had GCTs. I even had Clone pop in and actually say something in chat at one stage. He's like,
no, I
going.
get that.
No, what's wrong with you?
I get that. What I'm saying, if you could physically see the name before they said anything, like if you could just see, say, red name and then everyone else's white names, like, I know a lot of people would be like, "Oh shit, Clone! Oh, I've seen you. Oh, that's the boss." Like, they would tone their content down.
I think for some people it would just promote anxiety.
I think you're right.
Having those higher up people.
For me, I don't think there's a reason to see who is at your stream or who is at every stream. Because I feel like if you see like certain person that, like, you know, maybe they're off work for a week or something and they're in every one of your streams, and then suddenly they're back to doing whatever it is they need to do, and they're able to miss your streams, and then you're sitting there wondering, well, why is this person not showing up anymore? And it's I feel like it could get into your head a little bit. It's like, well, did they not like, maybe I played this certain game, they didn't like it, now they're not coming back, when it could just be, you know, reality getting in the way, because everybody has lives outside of their streaming. Not everybody can just tune into every person's stream all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like, it would play on your, it does play on your mind, like, you know. and for some people, like seeing Clone come into their channel, and look, Simon's saying, you know, I know him too well, so it wouldn't bother her, but that's because we've gotten time to know the person. But if you were fresh into Glimish and you knew Clone was the boss and this or that, and then you could see who was in your chat, and like you were just going off at, you know, iRacing because that fucking clown just cut me off and drove across my nose, the fucking idiot, and then all of a sudden you saw this red name pop into your chat, it'd instantly snap in your brain that, oh, hang on, I've got to pull myself up here. You know, that's the boss. I don't want to be, I don't want to give that. Because I think with not seeing it, you actually give that true level of content. You get into that depth of what you want to do. And I think that's what Glimish has a foothold on. And providing we never let go of that, I think that's going to be a really strong aspect for Glimish to hold on to.
Absolutely.
Personally.
I would see like Clone popping into my chat as a privilege. Honestly, and having like GCT lurking in chat, that's a privilege. I mean, these are people who are like higher up in the society chain who are hanging around you. Like they actually find you interesting enough to pop in and say hi. Like,
100%. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
How many streams does Jeff Bezos tune into? I mean,
does he? Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but does he? Like, really?
But
Does
I
he
mean,
really
that's the thing though, is like you see the folks that are out there running the GCT. You know, we're talking Clone. I've seen him pop into streams before. Like, that's really good. That, you know, the people that are working to make the platform better are actually getting involved in the community, and I think that's an awesome thing.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. Yeah, totally agree with that. All right,
Absolutely.
Speed, what do you got now? We're filling enough time for you to get your shit together?
No, I've actually completely distracted by everything.
Hey, at least you're more professional than I am.
All right, well, let's start to chat. Have we got any questions in chat?
But I'll continue on.
Chat,
with,
you got any
the
questions?
People who are coming in.
Throw it into chat. Has anyone got any questions while we're waiting?
So there's a whole majority of people coming over who are genuinely interested in the platform now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think earlier on it was more like, oh, new platform, okay, let's go have a look, you know. But people would come over with expectations, and those expectations would be met, so they'd leave again. But now,
I think people are genuinely looking for alternatives to the main platforms now.
Yes. Well, that's what I was going on before, and I completely blanked. People do have an issue with what's going on other platforms, and they, there are people who want to stay and want them to fix it, but there are a lot of people who have had enough of their crap and just want to leave and find something new. And
the batteries are decharged. And they need to recharge.
I think people are coming across platforms like Glimish and like, well, this is fresh new platform. They've got an interesting outlook on things. Give it a go. Then they find out the community is really nice to get along with, and it's like, oh yeah, well, I'll keep going for a while. You know, this might be a thing. But then there are a whole other heap of people who just give up.
Yeah,
and stop streaming.
Yeah, well, I know
that's their choice. I mean, they can do.
I mean, that's really tough. Like, if you've ever been in that point where you're on the edge of like just throwing it all in the bin or trying to start again, I mean, it's a lot to dig deep and go and say, yeah, I'm going to start again. It does take a lot, and I think with a fresh platform that's new and upcoming, you've got that time to kind of reestablish your foothold, I guess, and just try and rebirth what you do.
Hey, it's what I did.
I mean, look at you, man. Like, honestly, like, again, to see you when you first came over to this platform, oh my days, and to see you now is just crazy, honestly. Like, and if anyone ever knew Yakes before he was anything what he is now, it's night and day difference. Like, this guy down below me has got so much confidence, and all thanks to Glimish and just the community around Glimish. It's just crazy. But yeah, have we got any questions in chat, boys? You got anything over there?
I do not.
You do not, Yakes? You got anything in your chat?
I'm just
close to
dancing.
stopping stream.
But
Oh, there you go. Look, there you go. So there's a classic example. Like, sorry to jump in there, but Winchester Gaming, just in my channel now, I was close to stopping streaming, but starting on here, I was glad I never stopped. So it gave them that rebirth, that life again. It kind of pushed that in, you know. It kind of said, hey, look, you know, it's not great, and I don't think moving to any new platform and starting again is the greatest option. But if you're strong enough, and if you're mentally prepared, you can get through it. You can get through that first 20, that first 50, that first 100 hours, and you get through there pretty easy. And I mean, look, it's starting to show. Like Winchester, again, I've seen that guy start and stop streams more often than anybody on this platform, and he never gives up, you know? Never gives up, and I love it. You know, that's, again, but that's what I love about it, is it's just there. It doesn't matter if you stop and start 20 times a day. Like, who cares? And no one's there going, oh, your stream's shit, or you've got no planning. No, it's understanding that, you know, the platform just is there. It's doing its thing.
That's the streaming meta right there. There's the expectations of being a streamer. Like, you have to stream for a certain amount of time. You have to have a schedule. You have to do this. You have to do that. You don't have to do shit. You do whatever works for you in your own damn time frame.
My stream times are so chaotic. There is no consistency with when my stream goes live. Sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's 8, sometimes it's daily, sometimes it's not daily. Like, it's just so random. I'm just like, oh, there he is.
Like, I made enjoy it more now, and I barely keep to it.
But you enjoy streaming more when you can just freeball it, I guess. You can just freelance it and just go whenever you want. I mean, like, that's the whole idea.
I've been playing Marvel's Avengers all weekend and just randomly streaming it. I'm just like, I used to hate streaming this game because it was just like, what do I do with this game? And now it's just like, oh, this is actually really fun.
Oh, Lady and I and we've been streaming Satisfactory. I mean, that game is the most boring game you can stream, but look, it's great for chat because you can just sit there, you know. You're sitting there for 10 minutes building shit, and then you're talking to chat.
Power Wash Simulator. I stream Power Wash Simulator, and it's so great.
Great, isn't it? It's so good, that game.
Well, see, that's where we're sort of breaking that meta. We're doing what we want to do, and we don't care about how many views it's getting.
Well, I think I tweeted about it earlier. I'm like, being a variety streamer is so much more fun. Because, like, when I first started streaming, it was, like, just racing, just World of Warcraft, like, just these things. And now I'm just like, I'll play Power Wash Simulator. I'll play Avengers. I'll play SnowRunner, like, you know, on top of, like, you know, doing the racing and stuff. I'm just like, I'm playing a game. Let me just throw the stream up. Why not? Let's see if people want to say hi. And it's just like, whatever. There's no meta. It's just me being me.
I mean, if you're just playing the game anyway, why not hit the button and go live?
Why not?
I mean, you're still playing the game no matter what. And if you get 2 people in, well, that's 2 more than you would have got if you weren't streaming it. So, again, that's the thing with Glimish, is it's changing that meta and just allowing people to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And on that slightly, what content would you guys like to see more of on the platform?
I don't care.
Yeah,
to me, content doesn't matter. I don't go, like, Speed, to be honest, I don't go to even your channel just for the game. Like, I'm not there for the game. I'm there just to hang out and chill with a buddy. You know, same with Yakes and Winchester and anybody in the platform. I don't care. I'm not there for the game. Like, hell, I've gone into Final Fantasy. I've gone into, like, a game that looks like Hearthstone and just sat there and chatted. I'm not there for the game. Content phases mean nothing, to be honest. I'm there for the person. I want to be there for that content creator. I want to be there for that person's individual ability. If they want to change it through 100 games in that hour that I'm there, do it. I don't care. I'm not there for the game. I just want to see people happy. I want to see people putting out their best content, because when they're happy and they're energetic and they're feeling good about themselves, they put out the best content. And that there is content in itself, you know. This here, I mean, look, fuck, I've got 11 viewers. We're not even playing a game. We're here talking shit and you know, putting out views, and people are here watching it. Like, again, this is what it's about. It's not about what you play, how you play it, you know. Hell, we had Chicken Cam back on Glimesh the other day, you know?
Chicken came back.
Again.
I love Chicken Cam. I was watching Chicken Cam and I was so happy it's back.
You know what I mean? It's just...
I saw the tweet asking, you know, where Chicken Cam had gone.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, that's what I mean. That's not even really content. But again, it's just... It's there, you know? It's... Someone's going to, like, sit there watching chickens do chicken things. I mean, that's good. That's what it's about, you know?
Like,
So
I
content
agree
does
with
matter.
that. I agree with that. Yeah, people can do whatever they like and whatnot. People are gonna watch or not.
I'd
watch.
rather I'd rather come in and talk shit in your channel than worry about what game you're playing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I'd rather just sit there and talk about whatever. Like, everyone knows me. I will quite happily stop whatever it is I'm doing, and just have a rant about
Yes.
everything.
Yes,
but
we
the
do.
one thing I would like to see is something in the education area. 'Cause
Yeah, I mean,
I
that would
love
be
to see
good
something there.
for. That'd be good for someone like the devs, I guess, to go in there education on the platform. I think that'd be a good point to go
I mean,
into.
that'd be a good outlet for them, actually. It's like-
Education. Try and
Yeah.
dissect what's going on in the platform, and I think, look, that's probably a good thing to have at some point. But again, like it's early days. I mean, what would you do in education? Would you go in there to purely watch what they're doing, or would you go in there for them again?
Well,
it kind of poses that question.
I
Because I mean,
would,
technically, we're educating, aren't we?
yeah, but I would love to see like proper like education.
Hey, thank you for the follow. DG
I think
Motorsports.
that would be
Appreciate it.
be really cool.
So
Yeah,
what are you saying?
Like university style, education stuff, or like
Right.
TED Talk style
Like
stuff.
biology lectures.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
Like,
That'd be cool to have in there.
Yeah.
did you
Even
know
if
that the
it would be,
mitochondria
like,
is the
shorter
powerhouse of the
streams.
cell?
It is very early. It is very early stages for Glimish, so maybe we will see that education tab take off a little bit.
I
good.
just think it would be great to have that in there.
They're not interested.
I feel like it's the only one that's not being utilized right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's there. It's a foresight. At least they're thinking about that down the future. It's not a case of, we need to add an education tab because we're getting too many education in Tech Talk or IRL. At least it's there. And if somebody does come on and wants to use it, if you want to go and, like, for example, if Yakes wants to take someone through YouTube development or, how to do the YouTube videos, I mean, that's a great spot to do that. Education, jump in there and say, look, here's a bit of a lesson on what I do using, DaVinci Resolve or whatever to make these videos. That again is something really cool for that aspect.
Oh, like
So I
a
like that
video
folder.
editing tutorial.
Yeah,
stream.
things like that. I mean, that kind of thing is awesome. And I mean, look, doing even that just as a general thing. I mean, I used to do tech talks a lot, and that kind of folder would work exactly for that thing. Education. I mean, why not? If you've got something you want to do, chuck it in education like that.
Yeah.
Again, it's a good thing. Like art, the art tab's very. The art tab's got a few people in it. Lady does art. Saichibot does art. There's a few others that do art as well. It's not very populated most of the time, but it definitely gets used. And it's good to see art on the platform. Again, that's art for streaming and art for the platform. It kind of goes hand in hand. So having an art area, it just makes sense. And look, I love it. Look, the platform itself, I mean, even though they don't have those things right now, the fact that they're forethinking down the road and making that an option now is what's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone at some point will look at that education tab and be like, I can put something there. And then put something there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah. All we need is someone to have like a really creative idea.
Yeah.
To start streaming in education or art or tech or something. Fuck tech. You could have someone building their bloody PC.
Yeah.
Building PCs
exactly.
for
Yeah,
them. Like that's how cool would that be?
An
Like,
IRL
it
PC
would just
building
be like
simulator.
Essentially.
Well, there you go. IRL. We'll get Yakes out there with a power washer. You can do IRL power washing.
All right, guys, I'm going to clean my driveway today.
We'll just quickly dart off onto other bits and pieces.
I'll get a special guest and get him in the waiting room.
So things that I've noticed over the last week. It's now possible to play Super Mario 64 on Xbox consoles, which I think is kind of cool. No, because
that's through the browser.
Yeah, it's through the browser. So there's a website which I'm just about to read out, if I can find it.
I did read about this the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've essentially ported the entire game to this website, and I can't find the name of it now. Oh yeah, it's froggy.es. So froggi.es/Mario. So you can play Super Mario 64. Apparently, it runs really, really damn well, which is kind of cool.
It does have some bugs and glitches, but yeah.
Yeah.
So they made a web browser version of Mario 64.
No. They've
Well,
ported the game.
they ported the game to the website.
It
so
runs
it's a
on
full
the
game.
Edge Chromium.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It runs on the Edge browser on your console. So if you open up Microsoft Edge on your console and go to that froggy.es/Mario, it'll bring it up, bring up the game. You can actually play it from your console, which is actually pretty cool.
That is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
And also, lately there's been talks about PS1 games being emulated
in
on
there. Yep.
Xbox consoles as well, and they're running exceptionally well, even at 4K.
Yeah, I have heard
really well. Yeah, and that's a
Oh,
good
man.
old.
We can really do some Crash
Sony
Bandicoot
right there.
streams now.
4K Crash Bandicoot. That's good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, and Elon Musk
here we
announcement
go.
of the
Oh, boy.
Tesla bot.
I gotta-
It's it's a prototype robot that he wants.
Is that the
to
one
bring
that does
out.
like the parkour courses and shit like that?
No,
It was-
no,
No, that's
done by
Boston Dynamics.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other
so-
one. Yeah.
Elon Musk wants to make a humanoid robot to take over boring work. Essentially, I mean that's the plan. It's all just a concept idea at this stage, but he does want to actually make it into a prototype.
I, for one, welcome our robot overlords.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I reckon it could be cool. I don't know.
I'm not sure
Like-
it'd be a hit thing, but yeah.
For some things, I could be like, yeah, you know, the like if it's heavy lifting tasks or like overly repetitive tasks that will actually hurt the human body, then yeah, I'm all kind of for that.
Mm.
And
I've
final thing,
I've
here.
played enough Detroit Become Human to know where this is going.
And final thing here, a fusion experiment breaks records and blasts out 10 quadrillion watts of power.
Wow.
Yeah, but so it uses 192 giant lasers. To, 192.
Shit.
Who
no.
approved of this?
No, so researchers at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in Northern California said they had focused 192 giant lasers
That's
at the
robot
National
shit.
Ignition facility onto a pea-sized pellet, resulting in the release of 1.3 megajoules of energy in 100 trillionths of a second. Roughly 10% of the energy of sunlight that hits Earth every moment.
Hey, you need to get off the internet, mate. Honestly.
We officially have
Jesus
we officially have
Uh,
sentient robots and giant death lasers.
Basically, yeah. The energy yield is significantly larger than the scientists expected, and much greater than the previous record of 170 kilojoules set in
So
February.
when do the robots get the lasers?
Say that.
Hopefully they don't.
Wasn't there a
But
game
I
made on
mean-
that? Wasn't there something that was like
But I mean, that's
some
a
survival type game
huge
made on
step.
humans versus robots?
Terminator?
We're talking about getting a 10% of the sun's energy in a size.
Yeah, size of a pea. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy, isn't
in
it?
100 trillionths of a second. Like it's instantaneous.
It's,
But
yeah,
if you could capture that energy, it's my god, the possibilities are absolutely
Ridiculous.
endless with that. Yeah,
exactly.
I found that quite cool. So I thought
You're
I'd
right.
share
What are you gonna do with it though?
Cool.
What do you?
It doesn't matter. Like you could use it for anything. If you could store that energy.
Deedway just bounced my channel and said, the new FTL.
But if you could store that energy, you could essentially get rid of
Okay,
as much as.
But what happened to the
like-
pea-sized object they fired all this energy at? Was it vaporized?
Well,
Like, what happened to it?
I don't know.
Too many unanswered
I
questions
didn't-
on that.
I didn't
Let's
read
not
too
open that
far
can
into
of
it,
worms.
but yeah, no, the possibilities of that means like you could get rid of like.
I'd rather
Cold
have
out, and-
teleporters.
Look, with that sort of energy, right?
Yeah.
You could have a teleporter.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but
let's
this
go.
bloke could probably teleport to me while I'm in the frickin' shower or something.
Yeah, I could just like teleport over there and be like, "Yo, what's up, guys? How's it going?"
Be like, Jakes, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. We're sleeping. Fuck off home. Oh shit! All right, so are we ready to bring our guests on in?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are. All right. Let me just turn off these little ones here and drag him down to here.
Dude.
Where is my man Lee?
What's up, Lee?
What's going on, buddy?
Lee.
Feel free to share yourself there. Oh, we'll have to watch that.
Yeah, sorry,
It's
you'll
gonna-
have to watch.
It's
I
gonna
have
stacks. No, it's all right, mate. That's all.
camera
Good.
and literally have about 10 FPS, so not
It'll-
ideal.
It's all good. People still get the idea of it.
Oh, there we go. I'm taking. There we go. Lovely.
So, everybody, over there is our man I Am Lee Racing here from Glimesh.tv, formerly from Twitch.
Correct.
We're going to hit him with some pretty hefty questions.
go.
Or
That's better.
Yakes or Speed are going to hit him with some pretty hefty questions. Get to know him a little bit. If you've got any questions for him, throw them in the chat. We'll see if we can get them fired at him. And, yeah, see how we go. Speed, take it away.
So, Lee,
Yes.
what drew you to Glimish?
To be fair,
be-
like that, I'd be relatively new to streaming. I was hanging around Twitch for about anywhere between. I was getting about 6 months, and the same thing. It was kind of getting a bit dry. It was actually, to be fair, hats off. It was Sainted who actually hopped into one of my streams one day, and just got chatting. You know what I mean? And he was like, "Oh, did you ever hear of Glimish?" I was like, "Oh." At first, I didn't even know how to pronounce it. You know what I mean? So at that, it was like, he was like, "Oh yeah, come
Right.
over, have a look." So in the last kind of 2 months, I've been spending a lot of time around here. A lot of people who are in this kind of channel are gonna recognize who I am or have seen me before. And I've plagued most of your streams at this stage. But in the last 2 months, anyway, I've put a lot of time into Glimish, and I'm now officially making a complete transition from Twitch to Glimish, for the simple fact is, like you've touched it many times before, it's all just community based. The whole reason as to why I'm here is to build community. For anyone who hasn't been on my streams, it's all just racing content. That's kind of my bread and butter. But it was just, came over, true saint to jumping in chat, and again, community building has just been easier over here. Like, because I've touched on numbers and stuff like that, so people who jump into the stream, you know what I mean, they want to be there, and it's been a very easy and enjoyable experience transitioning to Glimish.
Yeah.
Like everyone else who hasn't heard from it, they just gave it a go and fell in love with it straight away.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, so congrats on moving over. You did
Yeah. Congrats.
tell me about it the other day, and I think that's awesome for you to just
I've just dropped
completely
his link in the chat, boys.
yeah. To commit to a whole new platform, it's no easy task for anyone to do that.
And to be fair, I was lucky that my Twitch was actually gathering a bit of traction, you know what I mean? In the short space of time that I was over there, like I was getting the followers, but it was just, I was too fixated on numbers. It was, you know what I mean? You know, you're going in there, the different mindset of what I had compared to, that's the only thing I can really compare is a completely different mindset. on other sites and stuff like that, you know it's a saturated market. You're fixated on numbers. You know what I mean? It your quality of stream is not there. You know what I mean? It's when somebody clicks into your stream or like that, there's a bit more traffic. So when somebody clicks in, you're trying to capitalize on them. You know what I mean? So somebody literally only gives you a 10-second window and they're gone. You know what I mean? And then that's all you're really getting. Over here, there's, you know, like you said, you may only have 2 or 3 people sitting in your stream, but they'll be there for half an hour before they make a decision. You know what I mean? So you do give you that kind of time of day. And like I said, just it's the quality of people over here. You know what I mean? You either have content creators jumping into your streams. You know what I mean? Giving you a bit of an insight, just general, just they genuinely want to get to know you. You know what I mean? Like I said, Sainted, it doesn't matter what you have in running in the background. He's going to jump in. He's going to ask you how your day is going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The same as yourself, Speed, and Yakes. You know what I mean? I remember I was sitting there. It was 3:30 last night. I was sitting there on my phone. Yakes will tell you. I jumped into a stream. It was like, you know what? You just want to be here. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, and the sooner they realize that everyone across the same platform is like-minded. You know what I mean? They want to be here. They want to be streamed. We're doing something that we're going to do anyway, so we may as well just experience with everyone over here. And I have to say, I'm just really, really enjoying it. In the short space of time I'm here, I've enjoyed it more. I believe my stream, it's, you know what I mean? It's like even Saint had said earlier on, it's going, if you could see who was in your chat, you know what I mean? It does change it. To be fair, I'll hold my hand up, it changed me. You know what I mean? I'm trying to capitalize on them people here. Whereas now with this transition over, I'm like, if anyone wants to click here, you want to be here. So just do what you do. You know what I mean?
It's a good point.
Would you say that the community is the best part of this platform?
100%. Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. There's, like I said, everyone, there's people who usually, like I said, I race, you know what I mean? There's people that are going, I don't race, you know what I mean? I remember I was talking to Twisted Warpath the other day, and now again, I'm not just saying it was through my stream, but he was like, I want to get a racing wheel. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's everyone is just interested in it. You come across like that. I'm never going to play Avengers. I'm never going to play World of Warcraft. But I'm going to have it to your streams and I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to play Need for Speed. I've seen yous two are having a bit of a spit and spat about who's the better drifter, which I think Speed cleared that one up anyway. But you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's a game that I'm not going to play, but I'm going to jump in and watch.
That's
and
kind of
like
banter
that,
you
there's
can
a
have
lot
on a
of
platform,
yeah.
isn't it?
That's it. And like you said, sometimes you'll hop in. It's people that you've created a relationship with, and you'll hop in and you'll just get to, you know what I mean? You just want to be there no matter what's on the screen. But it is this platform alone more than anything, because it's so accessible to anybody. So you don't know who you're going to come across. You're going to jump into people's streams and you're going to just watch a random game that you didn't expect it, and you're going to be up till 4 a.m. watching somebody power washing for reasons you cannot explain.
Lee, I got a comment in my chat that says you only played Lego Avengers, not regular Avengers.
I only play Lego Avengers.
That would be something I would do.
I do only play Lego Avengers. That's a proper game. I've seen how stressed you were trying to fight Maestro. I'm not playing that game ever. I told you to report it. I want to take it. I want to take it off. I don't care how much progress you have in that game. I will never play that game ever.
So we have
Lego games are more for my build.
There you go.
We have dropped Lee's link in the chat there, so drop on, give him a follow, check him out when he's live. Just make sure you're checking those guys out. Again, 5 more questions, guys. Shoot him.
Because I know, like,
let's make Lee sweat a little bit. Let's make him sweat.
Well, I know I've talked with Lee a little bit about this, but so like obviously like me and Lee, we both do like a lot of racing here on the platform, and like, you know, we've both had people come into our streams and be like, "Well, this is really cool. I'm going to get a wheel." What would you say to people that, you know, might be on the fence? Like, what kind of racing games should they look at? What should they get into? Like, should they go right into iRacing, or would you recommend trying something else out first?
I would never recommend anyone jumping straight into iRacing. I didn't. You know what I mean? For anyone who was as like that recently only got a wheel and getting into it, I'd actually tell them to don't go to iRacing route. It's, you know what I mean? Now again, like I said, it's what I spend 90% of the time. But for anyone who is transitioning like that, who's played Need for Speeds, Forza, came from Gran Turismo on the PlayStation and stuff like that, I'd recommend standard Assetto Corsa. As of recent, if anybody's jumped into my stream, you'll see Assetto Corsa Competizione. That is basically my wind down racing. It gives you a feel for that kind of transitioning from arcade to sim, and then if like that you're like, oh yeah, kind of get a feel for this, 100% go into iRacing. I only said this on my stream the other day, and I haven't seen him since. There's a guy called Benz. He's probably followed.
I saw him
yourselves.
this morning
Yeah, 1806,
doing some
yeah.
MX5s.
Yeah, so he
yeah.
jumped. This is the reason as to, and the quality of people you're dealing with. That guy jumped into my stream. You know what I mean? Or like that, like you were saying to say earlier on, having this kind of social influencer kind of style of things. He jumped into my stream the other day, or he jumped in a couple of days ago, say last week for argument's sake, and he was like, "Oh, you're racing? Yeah, it's pretty cool. This, that, and the other." He then hopped in about 2 days ago. He goes, "Look, I'm in work." He goes, "I'm not going to hear you reply." But he goes, "I'd like to thank you. I'm after getting iRacing." He's after getting into the Mazda series. He's loving it. He has then gone on to, you know what I mean, the Formula V's. But again, he has had that kind of smaller background of racing. You know what I mean? I was just looking for that extra step. And that touches back to, do I think somebody should jump straight into iRacing?
No.
No. If you're looking for a competitive game, and you know what I mean, the great thing about iRacing is, like, you as a player to yourselves, is going, matchmaking wise, it is the best game out there in regards to your quality of driver. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter whether you're good, bad, indifferent. Like I said, I'm not fantastic at the game by no means. I just get in the car and I race the guy that's in front of me. You know what I mean? But you're racing for first place, last place. You're racing for somebody in the middle. The matchmaking system is so good that no other game is going to give you. So if that's what you're looking for, okay, you will. When you think about iRacing, all you're going to first see is like a paywall system. You know what I mean? You're going to go, I'm paying a game 15 quid a month. Why would I do that when I can just pay 60 quid and race? Until you get in and actually try it, and it's a hard transition to stream it. Tell somebody going, oh yeah, do this. Go spend 15 quid a month and go race. You know what I mean? If you have somewhat of a background, absolutely go and do it. If you're transitioning from them more arcadey games into racing, try the likes of Assetto Corsa, Assetto Corsa Competizione. There's now actually Race Room. Experience has got a massive kind of update and stuff like that, and it's a completely different game. Try that out. It's free. You know what I mean? You may as well see if you like it before you start going down that kind of more expensive route.
Because
I had Faded. He was tossing and turning on. Oh, you know, should I do iRacing? And I've seen it. I want to get involved, but I don't know about it. And I just sort of bounced in, had a chat with him. He's like, "Yep, done." He went bang, hit the 2-year license. Let's do it. And I was like, "Hey, look, you know, sometimes that's what it takes. You know, it's just to get that level and understanding of what it is."
iRacing is a rabbit hole.
It.
It's a very deep
absolutely,
rabbit hole.
100% agree. Yes, absolutely. Like I said,
But I
there's
mean-
so much different variety of racing in it.
Mhm.
Like, up until Yakes and Saints and all, y'all have convinced me to keep going left. Do the ovals, you're going to love it,
Yep.
this and you're all of a sudden I can already see going, I'm looking at NASCARs, I'm looking at all, I
Mhm.
can't, I just, you know what I mean? And that's where it sucks you in. But then, until you get into your first race, and you're racing around, then you're going, you forget about the money. It becomes, it's null, you know what I mean? It doesn't
Mhm.
mean anything, so, but it, like you said, it is a rabbit hole. And it
You just touched on that rabbit hole, but Yakes, would you say that you say it's a rabbit hole,
Mhm.
but I would almost guarantee you spent more on WoW than you have iRacing.
I mean, it's honestly
Like, I mean, if you think about your monthly subscription plus your expansions, all that kind of stuff, you look at iRacing. Okay, yes,
so
it's a rabbit hole to a degree, but once you own it, you own it. The only thing you're paying for is a license.
I'd argue I've probably spent roughly the same amount on both games. I mean, I've been doing World of Warcraft for 17 years and iRacing for 10 years. So I own like 90% of the iRacing content because I love it so much. And it's like, oh, there's a new track. I'm like, oh, I'm going to try this. And then I'll never race it again. Like, and honestly, like owning all this content and not using it is kind of what inspired me to do my World Tour video series. Because I like, what's a way that I can use this content that's just sitting here, not being used for creative purposes. And that's kind of what led me to create that project.
Drop that link again near the end of the show. But you know what I'm saying? It's no more of
Yeah.
a rabbit hole than say WoW or something like that that's got a constant feed. So,
So-
I think the thing with iRacing is once you buy it, you own it. So
Yeah.
you don't. You know what I mean? And then
It's more expensive
it's
up
your
front.
license.
It's more expensive up
Yeah.
front. Like now, I spend so much less on iRacing now, but when I was getting into
Yeah.
it was like $60 here, $70 here, $30 here. It was just
Yeah.
constantly buying stuff because it's like, oh well, I really liked racing the NASCAR stuff, but like I didn't have all the NASCAR stuff at the time, and it's like, well, now they're at Charlotte this week, and then next week they're at Michigan, but it's like I want to go run Michigan because I enjoyed running it at Charlotte, so now I got to go buy Michigan to keep racing. So.
Do you find that as well, Lee? Like you find the initial kickoff is a bit of a kick in the pants,
Yeah, it
but
is,
overall
but like that,
it
it's-
tapers down once you get your discounts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the difference between obviously you do like a three-piece system. Like if you, I think it's 3 or items or more, you get like 10% and stuff like
3
that.
to 5.
But
and
I'm
then
finding
6
it
to
now, but yeah, so I find it now between I do a lot of road racing. So like if
Yeah.
I mainly buy tracks, so I bought the cars that I want to race, which is fine. I have them sitting there, but now it's kind of with tracks. It's now starting to, like that initial payment first, you get it, but now it's across like 3 or 4 different races. Like last week I bought Imolev to race the Mazdas. This week now I'm racing the Skippies in it, you know what I mean? So it even brings you back to going, oh, don't forget me kind of content, you know what I mean? I'm still here. So yeah, I have noticed it has been getting that little bit cheaper. I made the unfortunate mistake, as Steph, who followed you earlier on, that is my other half, I created through her PayPal. So now she can see exactly what I'm spending.
Here's a bit of advice for you on that.
You must
So
have been on the goggle for that.
So the cool thing about iRacing is they have this club you can get into called the 100% Club, and once you get into it once, it's a lifetime membership. At one point, this is probably back in like 2016, I owned every bit of content that iRacing had. I had every car and I had every track, and so now I'm considered part of this 100% Club, even though I don't own everything now, but I did at the time. And this was before Dirt came out, so it was just road and oval stuff. So there was a lot less content. But what's cool is like now that I'm on that, I get a flat 30% discount no matter what I'm buying because I'm in that club.
40 pieces. At 40 pieces of paid content, you get that 20% discount. So you always get that point. So I mean, they do give you a reason to kind of get to that next level. I mean, so I mean that's a good thing.
I still think it is more for the committed racer.
It really
If you go
is.
into a half-hard, you have a lot to lose. So like your safety rating, your I rating. Like if you just go in there with the thing going, haha, you know what I mean? Again, I do myself full send.
You just stick with Forza.
But I will say this: if you're looking to get into oval racing, there is no better option out there than iRacing for ovals.
Nah, iRacing definitely has that market on the ovals for sure.
The ovals there's no competition.
Even the dirt oval, you know, that's kind of monopolied by iRacing on that too.
Yes.
But, yeah.
That was pretty fun. There's nothing else out there that'll give you that experience.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't even know it was there. I just stumbled upon it the other day. Like I said, I'd be solely fixed on road and didn't really pay attention to that. And when I came across them dirt ovals, again, I had a person in the stream going, "Oh yeah, that's a bit of me there." You know what I mean? So there is such a good variety on it that you will just fall into a category and you will stick to it. You know what I mean? I have a couple of mains. I have the Porsche Cup, the GT3. In fact, GT3 is actually my least favorite car to race. I don't actually enjoy it, but it's just like, it's just good race. You know what I mean? That's what brings me there. I think the Mazdas are fantastic. The Skippies, the Porsche Cup, you know what I mean? You're just kind of holding on. And when you complete a lap in that car, it's just like, it's just a relief. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of, anything can happen. That's kind of my cars. That's why I enjoy driving. It's just a case of grabbing it by the neck and going. But there is, like I said, there's just so much variety in that game. And if you have even a slight, not competitiveness, but just want to race with somebody, iRacing's the game to go to. You're not going to get that experience anywhere else. You could see it earlier on. I was playing Assetto Corsa Competizione, and it's just numb racing. I'm just going around the track, and it serves no purpose. Like.
So obviously you've had some sort of influence in people being interested in software, mainly for racing games. Have you become a victim of people buying hardware because of what you do?
So far, I don't think anyone's directly came to me and said, "Oh, by the way, I'm at the buying a wheel. It's your fault." I would like to be able to get to that stage, you know. Like Twisted On was the only other guy that I can compare it to. that it's like, oh yeah, just go on to Fanatec there and just put in Lee 10 and see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have that much influence on people, unfortunately. Well, look, the thing with hardware, yes, and there has been a lot of people buying wheels. I have had the unfortunate interaction for people to jump into my stream and, you know what I mean, ask me what I'm racing. Like, that's my setup there. I am racing one of the more, you know what I mean, expensive belt-driven wheels. Do I condone it? Do I say go out and get that wheel?
I got
Absolutely
this
not.
thing.
That thing is as old as myself. I don't even know how it's.
That's older than you,
how
Lee.
it's
Come
still
on.
going.
Yeah.
It probably is, to be fair.
Lee's over there with like the best wheel, and I've got this wheel that's like 10 years old.
And do you know what? And again, you touch on it. That's the great thing about a racing is going. If I jump onto the ovals, I'm getting smoked by Yakes all day long.
Yeah.
Straight up, I'm not even gonna argue the point. You know what I mean? He has, like I said, he has equipment that is 10 years old, and the amount of like, if you're fast in it, if you're fast, you're fast. You know what I mean? You're gonna be put with people who are quick. You know what I mean? But I could be racing with somebody who was on a 10-year wheel but can just make it work for them. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty
That's the good
of
thing about it,
iRacing. But regards to having influence on people, people have came in and have been fortunate to ask me for my opinion, and it's pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's only really happened since I've transitioned over to this side. The people have kind of, you know what I mean? People get the want to know. Yeah, it's like, oh, cool equipment. What are you running? You know what I mean? And again, it just keeps that interaction going. Obviously with the instant messages coming through and stuff like that, you can try to get back to people as soon as you can. It's not just going, oh, what are you running? And it's just, you get back to them in 2 minutes, but they're gone. You know what I mean? People actually want to sit there and wait. But people, it just goes to show that people do pay attention to your stream. And I think that's pretty cool. And I want to know what you're running.
I only ask because I myself am a victim of this. While playing American Truck Simulator, of all games, it's a slow-paced game, but it's resulted in...
I don't treat it as slow-paced.
I want that cargo now!
Full send cargoes in absolute, I'm telling you.
Unfortunately, I've had Blitz buy a brand new racing wheel. Only because
he's the bill for you.
Yeah, no, well, no, it's like, because he was asking me, you know, what I was using and, you know, what I recommended, and, you know, within, like, 2 days, he'd gone out and bought one, and I'm like, oh, now I feel bad now.
Some sort
You
of
feel guilty now, don't you?
responsibility,
Yeah.
like, life of an
That's a
influencer,
that's a lot of money. Like, I really tried to say, it's like, look, it's like, this is what I recommend. You don't have to get it.
Don't condone it,
But-
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But no, again, like I said, it does play. For anyone who does do racing streams, people will, when they can see your wheel, I believe they do want to know. Oh, what's that? How can I get one? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure they do.
I don't think if anyone asks Yakes, I'm like, I don't think they can get that one anymore.
No, it's not for sale
No.
anymore.
Not unless he sells his.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's one of 3 left in the world, and Yates has all 3 of them. The only way that he's able to, the only way he's able to race. But yeah, like I said, it is good to have that influence. You do kind of feel like you have that kind of responsibility to steer people in the right direction. I would, for one, do not go out and buy Fanatec straight off the rip. Absolutely not. I always recommend the most common one, the Logitech, the G920. G29 or whatever the new one is. I think it's like the G27. But that was, as an entry level wheel, that is definitely the one that I would start with. I actually started with Trustmaster, but that would be the one that I would start out with. Please, people, do not go out and buy Fanatec straight off the rip. It is an expensive hobby, and like a rabbit hole, there's just so many different attachments, and like that, I'm that magpie effect. You know what I mean? It's, as soon as I see it, I want it. And that's the problem.
And do not put a direct drive wheel on a wooden desk.
No.
No.
10 out of 10 do not recommend. So I was like, oh yeah, you recommend the direct drive. Now what? Kind of, you know what I mean? If you clamp that to your desk will be torn apart. Literally torn.
Well, I mean, you're talking 10 times the force, aren't you? From a basic wheel of like 3 or 4 newton meters, you're talking 30 newton meters of torque. You wouldn't put that on an actual desk. You've got to put that to a steel or an alloy frame. You just have to.
I have to, like I said, I have an individual stand. I think that maximum, the CSL Elite will go up to about 5-6 Newton meters of torque, and that's enough to snap your wrist, like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if I
With the
clamp-
way you drive
if I
it is,
clamp-
yeah.
yeah, just whipping it around, yeah. But no, 100%. It is cool to have that kind of, or feel like you have that kind of influence on people to go out and buy equipment, but it is hard to kind of steer people in the right direction all at the same time. Like, because again, you feel like you have some sort of responsibility.
And just on a totally different topic, what would be the advice you would give to new streamers coming over to the platform?
Again, it's like that. Don't be, because again, I'm relatively new to streaming. It's so easy to get fixated on numbers. Just don't do it. Like you said, most people are going to be here for the person that's it doesn't matter what's on the screen. You know what I mean? Like even me, you know what I mean? I 2 weeks ago I was just hopping on and I was streaming what I wanted, you know what I mean? And that's great. You know what I mean? Like that, you're going to get that people into it. But just for me, I like the bit of structure. I'm going to stick to racing. Stick to what your main is. Do what you enjoy doing it. And if it interferes with your main game or what you're enjoying, stream something else. You know what I mean? Just jump in, do what you're going to do. Most people who are here, you're going to sit on your desk. Like, I'm just going to be racing anyway. You know what I mean? So you may as well do it with people. But whatever you play, jump on, stream it. Try stay away from the figures and numbers, because the beauty of this platform is people that click into there want to be here. And I strongly believe you're not going to get that anywhere else. You're really not. People just want to get in here. They want to get to know you. Like it was being touched on, you know what I mean? You do kind of get that sense of panic when there is somebody of higher above in your stream. You know what I mean? Or like that I've got it on Twitch, where I've got people who are established. I have a guy that had 15,000 odd people. You know what I mean? And again, he's getting strong numbers. He jumped into your stream, and you kind of get fixated on that a bit, and you start watching, you know, kind of what they're doing, and that's your influence side of it. Stay away from it. It doesn't do you any benefits, because you're sitting there, you're looking at numbers, you're trying to capitalize on the people that are there. Just sit down, play your games, and people who want to be here are going to be there. You know what I mean? The beauty of being discoverable on this channel is even the people that you didn't think were going to be there are going to come across you. They're going to jump on, and they're going to get to know you. So just stay away from figures, do what you're doing, and the people will come. There's a variety of us here, all of different walks of life, you know what I mean? But they want to be here. And that was the thing that took the enjoyment when you're solely fixed on figures and who's in your stream. It doesn't get enjoyable anymore. So please just try stay away from it. Do what you're doing and give it a go. Anyone who's kind of, you know what I mean, in two minds of will I stream, will I won't, just throw it on. You're going to get people in here, you know what I mean? For the one person that's, like I said, I'm pretty sure last night it was just me and Yakes just talking back and forwards, you know what I mean? But it was just a good time. And it was enjoyable. I can only use, obviously you can only use Yakes as an example because it only happened last night. But if anyone's on, or you'll get to just follow people, jump into their chat, they're going to be there anyway, and they'll get back to you, you know what I mean? The replies are instant. It is a relatively small community. It's grown at a rapid rate, so you're going to get new people all the time. You're going to get your established people that are already there. So just jump on and enjoy the shit out of it. And that's the only thing I really have
Good
to say.
advice. That they really
So
just good
That's
advice.
amazing advice.
For the streamers that aren't fortunate enough to have that many people drop in, you know, if they do happen to be streaming by themselves for a substantial amount of time, what sort of advice would you give them?
If you're on this platform, I'd be 100% confident you're not going to be on your own for long.
Yeah,
I
it
think
won't
it's
take
going
very
to be
long.
You will not take long for somebody to come across you. You're not going to be the bottom of the pile. You're not in a saturated market. And even when this thing does kick off, because I strongly believe it will, you're still not going to be lost. Your discoverability, if they keep it the way it is now, people are going to come across you. That one person in your chat, like I said, you're going to be here playing games anyway. So if you get one person in, they're going to stick around. They're not just going to click in, click out. And even if they do, someone else is going to come along. You know what I mean? I think it's when you stream for 10 hours or so, you have the opportunity to become your main. I think that happened to me twice yesterday, and I've seen a dramatic jump in numbers. I was sitting there on my own playing my games, one or two people jumped in that I knew, said hello, Then all of a sudden, I was just racing away. I looked up, and there's 15 people there. And you know what I mean? When that does happen to you the first time, you're just gonna panic. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, whatever. What I like to do is just have a bit of structure. And when you are starting out streaming, and this is the thing that I'm working on. Like I said, I'm relatively new to this, so even as a streamer here, I'm growing. You know what I mean? I'm growing with you. Your stream will change over time if you want it to. You know what I mean? Like I said, I like structure. I like, you know, like a story, start, middle, and end. You know what I mean? But as you're there, just get into a routine. You know what I mean? Just you know what I mean? Like I know you say every couple of laps or whatever. Let people know who you are. You know what I mean? Give a bit of insight. Look at like the side note. You know what I mean? I'm fortunate enough to be a special guest in there. I'm pretty sure if I jump onto my channel, I'm gonna have people who are gonna follow me, and they might jump in, and they might want to get to know you. But just I use it as a structure, and it's good to get into a habit of, you know, opening your stream, have a middle, have an end, if that's what you're into. You know what I mean? But every now and again, just for the people that you'll see our numbers fluctuate, tell them who you are, tell them what you're about, and people, it's more interactive. They'll be like, oh, that's cool. I'm kind of getting to know this person. You know what I mean? I believe if
I
you
can
stay
say you
here
got
for
2
10
followers.
minutes, huh?
You got 2 new followers.
I got to. Well, look, there you go. I haven't got a
There you
chance
go.
to jump
See?
on. But
It's
here,
working.
we appreciate you. You know what I mean? One follow on here is just going to. They mean to be here. There's quality of people. Just stream. Give it a go. Like that. If there's some people that will panic when you will panic when you see that number thing rise. But don't. Just do what you're doing, and just enjoy the shit out of it. Because I promise you, there's no other place like this platform.
Yeah,
I'm only here relatively new, and the welcome that I've got, you know what I mean? I've had some of the best cracks straight away. You know what I mean? If Kaz is still here, he still has my golden moment for him binning it, trying to explain the difference between stickers and vinyls. I kind of knew, but I didn't. But I just triggered him off, and he just ended up throwing his Jeep into the water, and it was hilarious. That's the stuff that you're going to get, and it's happening across the platform because it's instant. If you make a mistake, there's no way of correcting it. People are experiencing it with you. And it's like watching live TV, you know what I mean? It's the what if and what can happen at any point. And that's the great thing about this platform is when you're doing what you're doing, you're going to live it with everyone else. You know what I mean? So it's great to have that experience with either 1 or 2 people than it is just to have it on your own. You know what I mean?
Like that's where I believe that if you're just yourself, everything will turn out fine. But if you're trying to be someone else or sort of have that persona there, that's where things do start to fall apart.
I think on other platforms you try to be a streamer. Don't try to be a streamer. That's not what people want. You know what I mean?
They try to copy other streamers.
Of course you do. You know what I mean? You want to see what other people are doing, and you're going, I want that. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can jump in, and there's a lot of influence from people. There's a lot of people that have built my stream to what it is today. You know what I mean? I was only talking to Saint there earlier on, and already, you know what I mean? You might work out going, no, here's a feature that I never knew about. Lads, look, I'm all about plug and play. You know what I mean? I don't know the internals of how this works. I didn't build my PC. I got someone to do it for me. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. There's people here to help you. You know what I mean? If I plug it in and it doesn't work, I'm straight on the blower to someone else, and I'm trying to go, here, lads, how does this work? You know what I mean? And there's the people here that are going to be here and help you along, and you will see it. Everyone is grown at the same. You know what I mean? They're grown. If there's anyone that has experience from somewhere, they're going to help you grow with that. And you're not going to get that anywhere else. You know what I mean? There's things that I'm going to be able to bring to my stream now after tonight that I didn't even know existed from a simple conversation with somebody. You know what I mean? So ask for help. There's the community here to help you. You know what I mean? You'd be mad not to get bring up.
So what we might do here, we might just cut the YouTube, and we'll thank YouTube World for being around, and we'll keep the stream going. We'll just get the YouTube, because we don't want to drag YouTube out for too long, because it will be a little tiresome. So to YouTube land, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, YouTube viewers, for being here.
And everyone, have fun, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks on the next episode. If everyone on Glimish, stick around. We're going to keep throwing some questions around for you to get to know your fellow man here on Glimish. We'll even drop the link and open up chat in just a little bit. So thank you to YouTube.
Yep, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks for the next Side Note
2
podcast.
weeks.
See you then. Bye,
I won't be
everybody.
here. You'll be glad to hear.